to my 46th video. Thank you so much for joining me if you are a return subscriber, or hello if you are new. My name's Adrina. I'm an Australian teacher and mum, currently on a break at the moment trying to figure out this whole teacherpreneur online space, selling my teaching resources and clip art on Teachers Pay Teachers and online basically. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over my May 2022 income report to basically share with you guys what happened in the month of May, because if you've been following along, you know that I've been documenting my journey for a while now, since last year. Started this channel in August. I've been pretty much uploading income reports every month to show you the progress of what's happening with my store. So if you have been following along, you'll know that I had a goal of $120 for the month of May, and I have kept that goal for the last couple of months to see if I could get to $120. So in this video, we'll discuss whether I made it or whether I didn't, and also just like what happened in the month of May for me. So before we dive right in, I just want to quickly say I have a bit of a new lighting situation. So if I look really shiny right now, that is because I have my ring light behind me. I don't usually use a ring light in my videos. I usually just use natural lighting, but I had to have a ring light here today because I wanted to film in front of my computer for this video, but it's super rainy and cold and gloomy outside, and it's just every time I want to film a video is the day that my son's at daycare, and it's like always rainy and gloomy. So I've had to try and be innovative and get a new lighting situation up. So that is that. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad on camera. With that out of the way, let's get into it and let's take a look at what happened for May. Let's go. Alrighties, hi guys, welcome to my May 2022 income report. So let's get my Teachers Pay Teachers store up. But first, can we just talk about the TPT header? So recently, they've now come out with this change with the header, and I'm not too sure if I like it or not yet. Like, I kind of do, but at the same time, I kind of don't. One thing, so if you looked at any of my last videos, you'll see that this is completely different. I like the kind of way it's kind of bubbly in the look of it, but what I don't like, I don't know if this is just me, but I'm pretty sure that this cart used to be like on that side of the menu. I don't even know, I have to go have a look, but what annoys me about this new setup is how the cart is here. I just feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like the cart should be like over here, so it's like the last thing that you click, because I just think it's kind of a little bit interesting now how they've separated this part. So you click here. Like I said, I like the new buttons and stuff like that, but the actual layout and setup is interesting. Like, it's not, I don't know, I'm still getting used to it. It's still fairly easy to find things, but it's still kind of a little bit, I'm just still working up to whether I like it or not. So here you have like all your type of things, and this is just basically a store. So I guess that's kind of easier in that way, but for me, I don't know if it's just a weird thing that I have going on. I just feel like this cart should be to the right of the E, so it's like the last thing you click on. And I think the reason why I think that is because, you know, when you go to any kind of like clothing or retail online store, usually the cart is in your like top right hand corner, not like here. So I feel like that's a bit random why it's right here next to TPT School Access. I don't know, I just think that should be moved, not to there. And again, these are just like first world problems, right? But like, I just think that. So anyway, without me rambling on too much about the new header and stuff, I might talk about a little bit more about that later on. But let's go to my store first and let's have a look at what is going on. So my store. So a few new things. Again, it is June 6th today that I'm actually filming this, so I'm a little bit late in uploading this. So first week of June. So I'm just basically going to go off my last income report for the progress. How much progress have I made since my last income report on YouTube, which was my 1 year selling clip art on Teachers Pay Teachers. This was my last income report. So that was my April one. And so now we're going off that to see kind of what progress I've made. So you can see my last income report, I had this banner I've had that banner for ages, and I think I even mentioned like I wanted to change it soon. So I did. I made a little bit of a change. It's kind of the same setup, just a little bit different in the look, just to, I don't know, just to freshen it up a little bit. And so I've been working a lot recently on like digital papers because, to be completely honest, I have been in the midst of toddler city. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, before you're a mum, you hear about this whole thing where you're like, you know, the terrible twos. My son is 20 months now, and he's getting closer to 2. He's 2 in September. I cannot believe that has gone this fast. He's not 2 yet, but like, he's 2 in September and we're in June now. So not too long, but he's 2 then. So I've got a toddler, and toddlerhood for me has been a wild ride, you guys. Like I said, you hear about these things and you're like, oh, the terrible twos. I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, he's not even 2 yet and he's getting to the terrible twos. So anyway, I've been dealing with him trying to climb onto things and just do kid things that you're like not prepared for. So it's been really interesting navigating his new big emotions and just all of that. So what I've been able to do has been digital papers, and so I've given myself grace with what I've been able to upload, but in the same token, I've been finding a new love for digital papers. I really enjoy making digital papers, especially because I can still be creative with them, but I don't have to work on them for hours and hours and hours on end. So the actual time that it will take me to actually create a digital paper pack set than it would to create like an element set or like a person doing something kind of clip art set is a lot shorter. So with the time that I've got as a mum, I am utilizing the time the best I can to make what I can when I can. And I'm just using my creative energy to do, like I said, what I can when I can, especially having a little toddler running around in the background and doing his toddler things sometimes. So again, I try and work when, you know, he is in his nap times, and obviously in the time that he is at his daycare. So he goes 2 days a week, but the times that he's at daycare, obviously I am trying to do my filming and my videos, and I've got a few other little bits and pieces I've got to get done. So yeah, throughout the week, I try my best to do work when he is sleeping, but the only thing I've had issues with is obviously sometimes kids don't want to sleep, and you know, they want to be, my son has always been a really kind of, he's been a very big mama's boy, and he's always liked contact. So for him to fall asleep, like he'll go to bed and then 30 minutes later he'll be awake. So a lot of the time, you know, he will be up not long after I put him down, and I'm there trying to put him back to sleep. So again, like my time to work is very kind of sporadic. So, and sometimes I've even had to like have him sleep on me, and I've tried to work as well that way because I have my iPad as well. So, you know, you got to do things as a mum to get things done, and that can be a struggle of being a mum sometimes. I don't talk about this a lot, and I don't want to obviously go talking too deep into the whole motherhood because it's not what obviously this video is about, but I think if you are a mum or a parent, you can understand what I'm trying to kind of say here. Like, your time is like minimal in some aspects of it. So let's get into kind of what I kind of was able to do over this month. So last income report this is the last income report, so I've just got it up here and hopefully you can see that, but my store had 285 followers last time I did an income report. It had 135 votes, and I had 156 products. So now, obviously it's the 6th of June today, so from this date, the 6th of May to, 6th of May, and it's the 6th of June now, this is the progress that I've had over this 1 month. So on my store, I've gotten from 285 followers to 307 followers as of June, and so that is an increase of 22, I believe. And then for my votes, last time I had 135 votes. This time I have 151 votes. So that was an increase of 16 votes. Now for products, I had 156 products from my last income report, and then this income report I have 177 products. So that is an increase of 21 products. Now mind you, obviously we're in the first week of June, so I have released a couple things in June here too. But what I will say is the reason why I have released quite a lot of products is because, like I was just explaining, the digital papers do not take as long as some other things do. So like time for money value, digital papers are like quite good in that aspect, but I would really like to be working on a few different other types of products, but that is all my time has really allowed for. So I've just tried to utilize my time to get the most out of it, and that's why I've been able to upload so many products, because I've done things that don't take too much time but I still enjoy, and I'm still able to put effort into it as well, but be simple enough that I can do basically while I have a toddler. And so that's basically in regards to that. I've kept all of my featured products still the same. I haven't changed that or anything like that. And I've just, like I said, refreshed my banner. So that I'm happy with. It's a little bit different to my last one. It's kind of a little bit more feminine maybe, you could say. And I don't know, I just like the look of it now a little bit more. My next thing will be updating my logo. I need to get onto that because it's been a little while. I've been wanting to do it for a while now to update my logo, but I just have kept it simple because I just haven't had the time to look too into it and figure out what design I want for my logo. So I've just kept it as simple as I could. All right, we're going to go to analytics in a minute, but I'll just quickly show you a few things that I kind of have made. So I've got I actually just released this one today, so this has only come out today. So I've got my blush pink one, got my boho waves, I've got some black and white papers. Actually, these ones I was pretty happy with. They've got some cool little patterns in these ones. And again, like I make sure that I put effort into each and every one of the previews. And I like to do this because what I have found are not a lot of people that I have seen on the digital paper or selling digital papers have gone and put a detailed preview to see kind of what's involved. So I really try and make the effort to put the previews in because I really like to see previews as well, to see what you're getting to, and just to kind of see what or how it would look. So anyway, I feel like they're pretty cool, these little black and white ones. So anyway, I'm happy with those. They were cute. And what I was going to show you just quickly before we go into analytics, just kind of what I had got done. So I had my boho earthy, just some simple ones, boho rain, some rainbow ones. And I don't know if these were from last time or not. I feel like they could have been. Actually, no, I think these were from May. I had a go at making some kind of digital stickers, and yeah, I don't know if this was in May that I uploaded. I can't remember now, but that is basically what has been going on in my store for the last kind of month. And let's go now and have a look at analytics because I know that's what you're coming here for. And let's have a look-see. So my store, I'm still trying to get used to this. Now, one thing is kind of random, like not random. I don't mind that my store's down here, but it's just like when I first opened this toolbar, I thought that I could click on this, weirdly enough, and I went to go to like click on my store and click on that, but that's not a button. So you have to go down to here to see your store. So, I don't need to do that though. What am I doing? I'm silly. Let's go to our dashboard. All right, so this is for the month of June so far. So you get a little sneak preview. So I've earned $17.60 for June so far, but we are going to be looking at May. So did I make my goal of $120? Let's us see. So we want earnings, we want custom range, and we're going to go to May 1st to May 31st and apply. Woo woo, you guys, I did. I made $127.21. So I'm pretty happy with that, you guys. Like, I wasn't too sure what was going to happen in the month of May. I was really unsure as to like whether I was going to get over $100 or not. I really wasn't sure what was going to happen. So obviously we kind of started off a little not too good, but we started off with $0 for May 1st, and then we kind of crept up, got a few little bits and pieces. Now I will say, so 3rd and 4th, I've been trying my best to actually keep a tracker for this actually, because I've been finding that I can't remember when we have the sales. So I've done myself a little like Excel spreadsheet, and whenever there's like a store sale, I'm just going to kind of try and log this in as much as I can. So you can see here, April, we had a sale on the 5th and the 6th, and then May we had a sale on the 3rd and the 4th. So that's why I've been trying to like document them. So when we have another sale, I just kind of input them into the dates. That's obviously the 1st, 2nd, all the way to the 31st, and I didn't track any of these January, February, March, April, so I just kind of blocked them out. So I'm just going from April onwards, and I might try and keep this up for like the rest of the year to see if that would be something that I can kind of look back and not gauge as to when another sale is going to come, but just kind of see when we had the sales to see if that was why certain things kind of picked up in that month as well. I think I'm going to eventually put it in maybe a different outlay, because I don't know if it's going to be too complicated to look at or not, but for now this is going to work for me. So yeah, May 3rd and 4th we had the sale. I had a sale. I can't remember what kind of sale it was for, but we had a sale. And so that would be why here, so 3rd and 4th, as to why like I had a bit more of an increase in my sales there, and then obviously dropped down to $0. Got a few $2, $2.40, $7.84, 000. I don't know what happened on May 12th. I can't really remember. I really do not know, but I think I sold a bundle there possibly. And then yeah, I kind of had a little kind of increase. So $2.40, $6.80, $17.60, and then yeah, just a few little flatline days, little jump, flatline, and then yeah, towards the end we started to kind of just get a few little bits and bobs throughout the month, and then yeah, so we got a total of $127.21. So what I want to just celebrate here, I made my budget for May, which I didn't know if I was going to do, but B, if I compare to last year, you guys look. Last year when I started, like obviously I had just started. I started in May of last year, May 1st. So it's June now. So May 1st, all of May last year, I earned $5.70. So a year later, I've earned $127.21. Like that's big growth, guys, in some respect. Like for other people that might not be a lot, but for me, that's still like a decent amount of growth, you know, to go from $5.70 to $127. I know that's taken a long time, but as you may or may not know, if you are just watching for the first time, they always say TPT is a journey, it's a marathon. It is not something that happens overnight. It is something that you need to work towards, and it takes a long time in a lot of cases to really get the revenue that you want. But the great thing about it is, I guess, eventually as time goes on, just like when you're watering a plant or a tree, like it grows to this big flourishing, you know, fruit providing tree, and eventually we'll get to that. But right now it's like just this little baby stage. So it's just about watering it, celebrating its successes, and just being happy that I've experienced growth here. So I'm just celebrating that because, you know, growth is growth to me, and I think that's important to celebrate it. Even if it's not like lots of thousands of dollars, I think that's still money that is still helpful, and that like I'm still happy with. So I'm grateful for that. And now let's have a little look-see at the traffic. So I haven't actually looked at any of this yet. So again, all of my traffic comes from Teachers Pay Teachers, as you can see. Now, mind you, I do not use UTM codes at the moment, so I don't know if anyone's actually coming over from YouTube, and like even if they're just clicking to see and then later on buying anything, I don't actually know. So there's a possibility YouTube could be converting some people, but that's obviously not my goal. So that's not like that's not what I'm aiming for on this. But I realized that when I thought, oh, if someone was to come over, it wouldn't necessarily show if they did buy something down the track, if they had found me through YouTube and purchased something later on. So that's just something that could be a discrepancy in this. But majority of everything that my store has made has just been off Teachers Pay Teachers, and that is the majority of all the things I've got going on. I don't have, like I say in my lots of my other videos, I don't have a Pinterest really. I do have a Pinterest, but I do not post on it. I made one for Terrazzo Clip Art YouTube, and I haven't really posted anything. I've posted one pin, and that was to link to a YouTube video, but it's not active. I don't use it. I want to obviously get into doing more marketing in the future, but right now content creation is sort of just up my alley for what I want to be working on right now until I have a bit more time up my sleeve. But yeah, as you can see, Instagram I don't have, and this is the only thing that I've got kind of going for me really. I guess my YouTube and Teachers Pay Teachers. So that's good to know that most of these probably most likely are going to be organic traffic, and that obviously Teachers Pay Teachers is a search engine, so people are somehow finding me at least to be able to purchase some of my products, which is great. And yeah, I don't really know what the rest of these are. I believe that, if you have gone from someone's site and then end up on my site, that's kind of how the rest of these kind of people have gotten here. So I don't really exactly know, but I want to get better at learning how to do this URL UTM builder, because to be honest it's still a little bit confusing to me, and I'm just I know Becca put a video out recently and she tried explaining it, and I have watched another video, all I remember is her name, Rainy is her name, and she did a UTM video ages ago, and that was really helpful, but I just never, and it kind of made me understand it a bit better, but I just haven't given it a good go yet to have a play around to see if I can use it and do it. Like I said, my time is limited with a little one, so I just do what I can when I can, and that has been kind of on the bottom of my list, doing the UTM things. But it would be kind of interesting to know in the future how to do that, and to see what happens using those UTM codes to see if there are traction through my other places like YouTube or something, to see if they are coming over to convert or whatever. So yeah, that's that basically. So let's have a look back to here. All right, so my conversion rate is 2%. So you guys, I know that's probably not a good conversion rate, but again, I'm not focusing on that right now. I'm just, there's a lot of things to consider when you're doing a TPT store and when you're trying to be a mum as well, especially in those seasons of life when you're I have to be mum mode at the moment, and have had a lot of different little things going on for me lately. So that's my views. I've had 1,328 views, so that is for the month of May. May. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but that is at least 1,000 views, so that's 1,000, more than just over 1,000 people's eyeballs looking at some of my stuff, so that's good news, I think. Units sold, I've had 30 units sold, and so I will say that's pretty much all that I show you guys in that, because I don't really have any video previews or anything. So I will say that in my store you'll notice the majority of all my products, I do not have anything in Terrazzo that is under $3, and that is also because of, I've talked about this in a past video, but partly it is from the processing fee, but also because, I think $3 and upwards is where I want to price my things. I don't want to go too low, because I want to value my work enough to be $3 I'm happy to part with. $3 I think someone can use that over and over again. They could use it in commercial use. I think that's I'm happy with that. And obviously for digital papers, anything that's a bit different, say for example when I did my boho money, I will price a little bit higher because there's more effort, more love, more time put into that in creating something like that than compared to something like a simple texture boho digital paper. They're both important in some ways, because graphics in general and digital papers, even though they seem very simplistic, you think about the world, look around you. There is graphics, there is elements of design everywhere you look. So, I know that a lot of people don't think the creative outlets can be as, profitable. This is not everyone, this is just, I guess, stereotypically, a lot of people value certain other things over things in particular, especially when it comes to art and whatever else. But I think it's important to acknowledge that wherever you look on TV, look at, any kind of t-shirt, any sort of thing that you have purchased recently, like it has some sort of pattern, it has some sort of design, it has some sort of graphic element to be able to understand what it is. And graphic elements and, things engage kids, I'm just thinking in a way of like, some people might not think like little elements like this are important in our world, but they are so important in our world, because that helps us understand what things are. It helps us see and engage with a thing in a clearer, better way. And I think about it in a way of like all the amazing clip artists on TPT, all the big sellers, all the little sellers, anyone that's really a clip artist on TPT, they're important, because if we didn't have those engaging graphics and we just had text, I can tell you now, especially in the younger, maybe not so much in the older years, because I'm not really specialised in the older years, but I know in the younger years, for sure, I'm early childhood trained. I specialise in early childhood. I've got my bachelor's in early childhood. So I think, especially in the early years, it's important to have visual elements to help children learn. And you think about all the different products, all the amazing products for young learners, they need and they require a visual graphic element for them to basically concrete an understanding in their mind. When we're practicing things and you're using images to speak to the kids, like if you're talking about a duck and you've got a visual element of a duck, that child is going to be able to be more engaged with it, be able to see it. You might have a little printout of that duck or that clip art, whatever. They're going to be able to conceptualize that a lot better and be engaged with that if there's a visual element. And I don't know why I'm going on this rant, you guys. I basically just want to say that, anyone that is a clip artist out there, don't be ashamed of like trying to sell your art or your work or anything like that, because look at the world around you. We're filled with different visual elements that help us understand the world. Think of like even icons and street signs and, advertising. They're all even marketing, even things on like a cereal box. There are graphic elements everywhere you look. And so it's important to know that the creative industry or the creative fields are just important as some of the other industries and fields. That's what I kind of think. So anyway, getting on a rant here. So I don't want to do that. But that is basically kind of my thoughts about the matter. And I will show you again what I earned in my other store, because I know that some people like to kind of see kind of how I've gone on my clip art store versus my resource store. I don't like to go too deep into my resource store, but because my channel is really dedicated to clip art, and clip art is, I guess, more of my passion at the moment. I love putting my stuff up, my resources. I love that, and I love having my two stores. Yes, it's a lot of work, but at the same time, I love being able to separate the two. It keeps it nice and clear in my mind of that's my resource store and this is my clip art store, and I can be a bit more free with each of those. But I know I will show you some of the analytics for that in a second. So I'll just go to my other store. Alrighty, so this is my first store, the Creative Table. So I'll just show you analytics on this just so you can kind of see. So on this one, I have earned for the month of May. So on the Creative Table, my other store, I have earned a total of $272.68. So this store obviously is a lot older than Terrazzo Clip Art, so it is earning a bit more, and obviously it's a different niche. So I started this in March of 2020, and so it's been open since then, whereas Terrazzo was only opened in May of 2021. So Terrazzo is still a lot younger. But you can basically see, so I earned $272.68 on the Creative Table, and I'll just show you quickly what this looks like. Conversion, 6%, so that's a lot higher than my clip art store. Views, 2,000. Okay, this is interesting. So we just compared my views on my clip art store and we had like 1,000. So this one has had a lot more, like an extra 1,000 views on this store. And then units sold, 137. So I only sold 30 on Terrazzo in the month of May, and here I've sold 137, so you can kind of see the difference. I will basically just quickly go to my store here. So one thing I did want to just quickly say for my store here, I just want to say that I've actually finally made it to 531 followers on my Creative Table store. So that's kind of cool because it's taken me so long to even get to there. So we're getting on our way to hopefully in another year or whatever, maybe 1,000. But we'll see. When I hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, which will be hopefully soonish, I'm getting closer, you guys, so thank you to all the newer subscribers. But I was thinking maybe I could do like a product photography video, because I don't know, I just think maybe my product photography tips could help someone out there, because when I do my product photography, I literally I don't do a lot, but I do it pretty much all in PowerPoint and a little bit on my phone. So I will show you that once I get to 1,000, I'm going to do a product photography video. If anyone's interested, let me know. So on Terrazzo, we had $127.21. So I'm just going to add them up real quick, you guys. I'm not doing mental maths right now. I've got a calculator, so don't judge me, please. So Creative Table was $272.68, add $127.21, and we had a total of $399.89, and that's in US dollars. So when we convert that, again, it does depend on the exchange rate, but obviously if you are from Australia and you're listening, you'll get a bit of a different amount from when it changes over from US dollar to Australian dollar. That's about $555.09 Australian dollar. Obviously depends on the exchange rate and depends on bank fees and stuff like when you get paid, but that's just like about an average. So it's around $500 something, which is pretty good. Like $500 Aussie dollars is not something to scoff at, you guys. That is something that you can do with. So I'm proud of that. I'm happy with that. And also something I also want to kind of share with you guys, and I'll share a bit more about it later on in the next following months, but I've been working with a company producing some classes. So yeah, I'll share with you guys a little bit about that. So I've been really busy actually working with them, and that's been super exciting. They actually found me through YouTube, so I'm excited to share with you guys that in the next few months. And yeah, that's just like a little sneak peek about what's been going on in my life. But yeah, so that's that. But I do want to log it into my Excel spreadsheet. So we can put in a green here, you guys, today. So we had, our budget was $120 and we got $127.21. We got $127.21. So we're going to do good. Not that it's good, it just tells me I met my budget, the budget that I've planned out for. So that's pretty cool. I earned $7.21 over my budget. Hey, progress is progress, like I say. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that these aid in just being kind of informative for you guys. But I also know it's nice to kind of have a bit of community to kind of share and see kind of what other people are doing. And I also think in the name of like transparency, I feel like it's important sometimes to share a journey with others to kind of show the steps and the progress of where someone has come from to how they're getting to a certain stage or where they want to be. So I think that's important, and that's why I'm sharing these numbers with you guys. And as you can see, like from last year, there's been a bit of growth. And for some people, $120 might not be a lot, but for some other people, it might be enough to be like, okay, I can see over time things can grow. I think it can help others in ways where they can kind of see if that is something that is worth their time, or they can see that these things do take time to actually build, because sometimes we're led to believe that these things, you put something up online and it just magically takes off. And a lot of the times that's not the case. A lot of the times where you see someone's success from the outside, there's a lot of hard work that has gone behind scenes. So over the months that I've been documenting this journey, I've put a lot of hours into this, and $120 might not be a lot in the grand scheme of things, but I think to see that progress, I think it's super important to celebrate small successes. I think for one, everyone's idea of success is completely different, but it's important, it's really important actually, to like celebrate the smaller successes as well, because you know, celebrating little wins are just as important, because that is what keeps you going, and that is what keeps you feeling humble and grateful, and also seeing the progress allows you to say, you know, what you're doing is worth your time, but also, you know, just to be able to put that hard work in and to know that eventually and over time things can grow. This is something that for the majority of us that are starting a TPT store, it's not going to make you millions of dollars like straight off the bat for sure, but it is something that you can grow, and it is something that you can have as a semi-passive business model, and which is something that I really enjoy about having having two teachers pay teacher stores. And I just think it's really kind of cool that I'm able to use my creativity, especially with my clip art store, and you know, people have invested and bought things from it. So I think that's really cool, and I'm still amazed every time someone buys something. So that's kind of that today. I'm really interested to see how obviously June and July are gonna go. As we know, that's like summer break over in America, so not a lot of people are gonna buy, I think. So I'm gonna try and take Becca's advice. I'm sure you know who Becca is. If you watch my channel, you'll definitely know who Becca is. If you haven't, definitely go check her out. And so for June and July, I'm just going to kind of like budget that as like $0, I think, and then whatever I earn in those months are going to be a bonus basically. And then maybe in the next few years, when I have June and July, depending on kind of what my data has showed me, I might increase my budget for June and July. But just for now, June and July I'm going to leave at 0, and whatever I get over that is just a bonus. So that is that. Sorry if this was a little bit rambling, you know how I get. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Have an amazing day. Adios.